Bantamweight division, you just have to mention Peter Yan because his body of work is unquestionable. It's just unquestionable. And I mean, I admit that. I made a video saying that I think Aljamain Sterling is a better fighter, but no, I take everything back. Um, I should have been a believer. I should have been a believer. I should have definitely took it to heart because you know let's quickly break down that Aljamain fight and let's look at that fight again for a second. Let's revisit the Aljamain Sterling fight and Petr Yan fight. Now, the first round and the second round were pretty close rounds. In my opinion, I stand by my opinion. I think that Aljamain won the first two rounds. I think Petr Yan won the second two rounds. And I think that if the fight was going to go into the 10th, into the last round, I think Yan would have stopped him. I think Yan would have finished Aljamain Sterling. So I will never doubt Petr Yan again. I will never doubt Petr Yan again. As long as I have a YouTube channel, as long as I watch MMA, as long as I cover this sport that I really and truly love, I'm never gonna doubt Petr No Mercy Yan ever again. Because his performance against Corey Sandhagen really stood out to me. He showed championship mentality. He showed an ability to adjust. Because after the first round with Corey Sandhagen, Corey won that first round. Corey won that first round in my opinion because Petr Yan was just trying to get a feel for his movement, feinting him, drawing out his attacks, and countering effectively. Every single time Corey would go to the body, Yan would counter up top. Every single time Corey would try to wrestle, Yan would defend the wrestling and turn it into grappling of his own. Turn the grappling of Corey Sandhagen into an advantage for him and get on top. And then there was some leg locks. He got out of the leg locks and he transitioned and went on top and tried to finish the fight on the top. And then he actually could have finished Corey in the fourth round. So Petr Yan has every single asset to his game is exceptional. His striking is exceptional. His grappling is exceptional. His wrestling is exceptional. His wrestling may not be top notch as the Dagestanis like Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat is from Chechnya, but you guys get what I mean. That wrestling base, he may not have the advanced wrestling that those guys have, but his defensive wrestling is very good. And his offensive wrestling is very good. It's just not at the elite level like an Islam Makhachev or like a Khabib Nurmagomedov. He doesn't use his wrestling as offense. His biggest asset is his striking. And what really stood out to me is his masterful use of the high guard. The way Petr Yan uses the high guard to mitigate his opponent's offense, oh my God. Oh my God, it's just so beautiful to watch this man fight. Oh my God, it's fucking amazing. Like, I have nothing but praise for Petr Yan. He is an amazing fighter. Probably the greatest bantamweight to ever do it in the history of MMA. Look, man, I'm going to break it down for you guys. There's nobody better than this man at 135. I'm sorry. Aljamain will not be able to beat Petr Yan in a rematch. I just don't see it happening. This guy is the truth. Like, let me break down his body of work and then let's look at Dominic Cruz's resume. Because some people would say, oh, Dominic Cruz is the greatest bantamweight of all time. No, he's not. Break it down. Okay, let me break it down for you guys. Dominic Cruz, sure, he had a good title run. But who did he beat? And how did he beat them? And how decisively did he beat them? Now, he beat TJ Dillashaw, which is a guy that's still relevant right now. He's very good. He's a good, relevant fighter. But TJ Dillashaw, he didn't beat him convincingly. He didn't beat him decisively. He beat him in a close, contested decision. Now, if Petr Yan fights TJ Dillashaw, what do you think happens in that fight? I think Yan dominates the fight. I think Yan would dominate the fight with Aljamain, with TJ Dillashaw. I think Yan dominates the rematch with Aljamain Sterling. it's just his ability to adjust and just come forward, put the pressure on. The first round, he just feels you out and gets to feel for your power. He feels your power. He feels your movement. He tries to understand the way you approach this fight. And then he formulates a strategy as the fight goes on. And he breaks you down bit by bit. And he takes less and less damage because he figures out where your attacks are. He figures out your best punches and he uses that against you. And he breaks down all of your offense and completely nullifies your offense and your attack. It's amazing the way this guy fights. I think that he is one of the most exciting fighters in the division. And I think he is one of the greatest fighters of all time to do it. You know, I feel like I'm being a bit of a fanboy here. But I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan of this guy. Like, he is a masterful fighter. Respect. Yeah. Who else should he fight? This was one of the greatest fights I've ever seen. I mean, I was so amazed by the way Jan was able to adjust in this fight. How did I score the fight? I thought that Corey Sandhagen won the first round, and then I thought that Jan dominated the fight. From the second round to the fifth round, I thought Jan won all 4 rounds. That's just my opinion. I feel Peter Yan dominated the fight. Clearly dominated the fight. In every facet of the fight. In every single facet of MMA, Peter Yan dominated this fight. From start to finish. Striking, grappling, kicking, everything. Wrestling. He out-wrestled Corey too. He turns Corey's wrestling into his own wrestling offense. It's crazy. Crazy. Everything Corey does, he uses it against him, and he takes his best weapons, uses it against him. It's crazy. I've never seen a fighter adjust this masterfully. The last fighter that I saw adjust this well on the fly was when Stipe Miocic knocked out Daniel Cormier with the body shots in the 4th round, when he was able to knock out Daniel Cormier. The body shots. The way Cormier, that fight. Stipe's adjustment. And then Peter Yan is just such an intelligent fighter as well, because being able to adjust like that, it's a very hard thing to do. And his ability to use the high guard, he's mastered that shit. Bro, the way he mitigates the damage coming from up top, you won't be able to knock this guy out. You know, it's going to be very difficult to knock out Peter Yan, because that high guard mitigates everything that you come with. If you try to counter, he'll counter you. Then he moves out of range. He controls range very well too. His distance and the way he controls range is exceptional too. And the way he knocked out Jose Aldo. I mean, this guy has it all. Everything is high level. Everything is extremely high level. I mean, the only way Aljamain can win this fight is if he grapples with him. I just don't see how he strikes him out. It's just not going to be happening. He has to grapple with him more and more often. More and 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 more. Aljamain has to grapple a lot more in this fight. I feel he has to. If he wants to win this fight, Aljamain has to grapple so much. He has to be in excellent shape for this fight. But I just don't see how Aljamain beats him. I just don't see it. I don't know anybody that beats Peter Nurmagomedov. He's the best. He's just the best. And he's just the best, man. I don't know who beats him. Who beats him? Tell me. Rob Font? You guys think Rob Font beats him? Come on, stop it. Who else? TJ Dillashaw? You think TJ Dillashaw beats this guy? How, nigga? Tell me. How is he gonna beat him? How's TJ Dillashaw gonna beat Peter Yan? I don't see it. I just don't see it happening. Like, what's he gonna do different? Like, what is he gonna do to win the fight? TJ Dillashaw had a life and death battle with Corey Sandhagen. Corey almost beat him. Almost knocked him out. So, all this to say, Peter Yan, you are an amazing fighter. And I hope to see you again. I'm a big fan, and I hope to see you fight again, man. It's a cool. You're a very good fighter, exceptional fighter.